Welcome back to WCS Winter Americas. We're moving into our final series of the day and kind of for the week as we get ready to move into another Zerg versus Zerg. My name is Fear Dragon. I am joined by Jeff Sarcasm Robinson.
That's right.
What's up?
Good, man. It's wrapping up a nice weekend.
And as mentioned before, it's going to be that Zerg versus Zerg of JimRising facing off versus Rex. And it's not exactly the match that we saw before where he was up against Go-Go Joey. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing the same level of weirdness Go-Go Joey was showing out or throwing out there with corruptors and stuff. But I definitely got the indication that JimRising really likes going for 2-base Spire plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun with all three of these Zergs. They seem to be going a lot of mutas, right? Like, I can't remember the exact numbers in front of me, but I want to say something like a Spire has at least been attempted by everyone, every single game. I feel like that's the case.
Yeah.
In the ZvZs, at least.
I think that a lot of Spires have been thrown down at him.
Yeah, that part we can get.
So, Port Alexander going to be map number 1. The game is already getting loaded on up. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you want to win. Do you want JimRising or Rex to advance on? And the best way to reach us on social media is Rotterdam08.
Exactly right.
Okay, Port Alexander, as mentioned before, map number 1. Let's do this. Starting up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, the blue Zerg player from Mexico. He is JimRising. That sick hatchery skin from the war chest.
Yeah.
And down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player, he is Rex.
Be a pretty big upset, make no mistake, if Rex is able to beat JimRising here and eliminate him from WCS winner and advance himself. And I think it was Robbie that was saying it earlier. Uthermal on Twitter pointing out, but we've been talking a little bit about it. So far, if today goes the way it has, if JimRising wins this and advances in second place, I would say every single group experienced no upset. Like, there's definitely been some tighter groups. Denver comes to mind, and the European group yesterday. But even then, I still would say the player that advanced in front of them is at least on equal footing. So I wouldn't even call it an upset so much as like it was a coin flip of some sort.
I would agree with that, and maybe some people would say Hellraiser, but I would be in agreement with you, Jeff, that Hellraiser, not even that big of a surprise that he advanced out today.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Rex can pull off that kind of upset. Gas guys are being taken. One other kind of fun thing that we've been noticing in a lot of these ZvZs are Zerg players starting up speed and then canceling it, just going for the fast lair. And that kind of ties back to the fast muta play as well.
Yes, but that was the Lambo group with some of those Zergs. I do not see any speed getting canceled by these boys. These are guys that have won globs of money off the back of a lot of lings running very quickly in different places. So I think we'll see a lot of speedlings, and I think we'll see them fighting each other.
Okay, and we got the 2-minute mark GLHF.
Yeah,
which usually I only do if I want my opponent to think I'm cheesing them.
You do think all these mind games, don't you?
So, okay, I didn't get to talk about this.
Yeah.
The one special build that Florencio told me about, he told me about a few, but the one I want to share, it's a build you can do versus especially Protoss, who will wall off at the bottom of the ramp. You take a gas geyser as Zerg, you stack your 2 drones on the gas geyser by like right-clicking on it so that they're perfectly stacked. Then you send the drones to your opponent's mineral patch.
Okay.
And once you make it past the wall, the Protoss player loses vision of your drones for a split second. When you make it to the ramp, you split off one of the drones to the corner, and the other drone goes to the mineral line.
Oh my god.
So it looks like that drone went past the wall, went to your mineral lines, getting some scouting information, and the other drone proxy hatches.
Yeah.
And the Protoss player has no idea. Isn't that beautiful?
It is cool. It is cool that he thinks on that level. I mean, I can't stop rolling my eyes and sighing, but it's at the same time, I like it. I like that there's players out there. They think about the game differently. They're trying, funny stuff like that. And to be fair, while we're on the subject, I almost don't want to mention it because the only guy that likes talking about Florencio more than maybe you or somebody is Florencio himself.
Oh, I was gonna say Pig, but yeah.
Florencio likes to talk about himself and he likes to tell you about his builds, which is fine. He's a young guy. But he got me with his, I think it's called, what is it, the gutter? You don't know what it's called?
I don't actually.
You're so bad with names. You're as bad as I am. We're a rough pair up here. Pig and him named it like the gutter.
The kitchen sink?
The gutter mermaid build or something.
The gutter mermaid.
Yeah, it's or sewer mermaid. It's really weird.
Amazing.
We're too far into the game now at this point in time. Just a shout out to him on the ladder. He's a MMR player that's far below me, but he got me with this build that involves a Nexus warping in or recalling probes from his line in Zealot.
Yeah, I know the build you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful build.
He did it.
Okay, so as you were saying, Jeff, we do have this game kind of getting a little bit further in, as both these players have Lings and a Baneling nest finished up with a couple of Banelings out on either side. We saw that JimRising try to get a bit aggressive, loses one of the Banelings over there, and is still going to try and poke forward. Both these players have their third bases up and running, and also a lair finished up for, nearly finished up for Rex, and already finished for JimRising with, there's that Spire.
Of course. And I'm sure when Slayer finishes for Rex, we'll see one there as well. Ooh, it's close. Ooh, that one got nothing.
Yeah, nice job at JimRising getting some value there in that trade. Oh
my God.
But then it all goes.
And then he returns the favor immediately.
Yeah.
Rex did not need to do that. But
whoa.
Okay.
Well, one really nice way to just kill someone before they have a actual Mutalisk done is to kill them with a Nidus Worm.
I'm starting to like this Rex kid, by the way. This would be so funny. Because JimRising does this to people every day on the ladder. So there's
just irony for you.
Well, there's a special part of me that kind of, you know, I like JimRising, but I also wouldn't mind him getting cheesed out by Rex, then hopping on Twitter and be like, the disrespect. You know,
the disrespect.
These Zerg players out here, come on. Face me like a true soldier.
Yeah. Gotta be honorable sometimes, like Denver.
You know, we laugh, but it's every StarCraft, including myself. Like, I sit here high and mighty. I'm like, oh, man, these are so silly. But if I get cheese 5 games in a row, guess what Jeff's starting to whine about on his stream? Ugh, cheese, ugh. It's a StarCraft thing. It's we all share a hatred for it, and yet we all do it, by the way.
Nice room, by the way, finishing on up. The Queens have already popped out. This is not a hyper-aggressive... Oh, I was going to say, the first one isn't a hyper-aggressive nice room in the main base, and I wonder if JimRising even notices this one. He kind of has to deal with the main army, so I'm not sure that there's a whole lot he would do about it anyways. And that's it.
I like the questions you asked, Roby. Does he notice this? It's like, well, if it does, cool. He still has nothing to deal with it, so he can pull his drones. But as you said, and this is a fun factoid to take away from this WCS broadcast, drones do 1 damage to a Nidus as it's coming in.
Drones, probe, CVs.
Now, that being said, if you have 300 drones, you can get a full surround, you still can't one-shot it. Because 300 drones won't hit it once.
You also can't make 300 drones. In a team game,
Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
That's true. You know what? You can actually make 300 drones. If you build 200 drones, make, what is that?
100?
100 and... 100.
Look at us doing math on stream.
I'm like,
how many is
100? What's 300 minus 200, Jeff? Save me.
We did it, though. We did that math pretty quick, too.
One of us did. The other one.
That'd be amazing to show up with 300 drones. They're like, how'd you even do this? It's like, man, that's my build. That's what I do. My name's Florencio. Let's go.
Okay, Cyberforest going to be map number 2. JimRising, who has been loving those fast layer tech plays and the fast Spire plays. He didn't even go for the Lings. He went for the Banelings, so he wasn't doing the super duper light defense tech to Mutas, but he still got punished super hard for it. So do you think that's enough to get JimRising to kind of back off on that?
I mean, you have to play a best of 3 with a little bit of fearlessness. You cannot go into the next game saying, well, now I'm defending Nidus and 12 pool and like you just can't. So it's a little bit scary right now for JimRising because he is the favorite. This could be our first upset. And Rex is not like a fall on your face like mid-Masters player. We're not just sitting here laughing. He's shown good skill. It came back after being 0-1 against Gogo Joey to put him in the lower bracket. So he's got what it takes.
Okay, we're going to be starting down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Top of the blue Zerg player from Mexico. He is JimRising. And up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg player, he is our Taiwanosaurus Rex.
You love that, don't you?
I really, I'm
Taiwanosaurus
so
Rex.
proud of that one. The only thing I am more proud about is putting the Ents in Valencia. It's Cyril when he was on Ents Esports.
That's pretty good.
I wrote that one down.
He's still on Ents.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. You said that kind of like he left or something.
I did.
You just gave like 45 Finnish people a huge heart attack.
I didn't say he wasn't on Ents anymore.
You said when he was on Ents.
Yeah.
So nobody, well, Ravi, nobody talks like that.
Oh, no, I'm fully
Ravi commentated WCS last weekend when he was
acknowledging.
alive. And it's like, well, isn't he still alive? I didn't say he wasn't. It's like, yeah, but.
Oh, no, I'm fully owning this mistake.
Okay.
I had a moment there.
So there's that early pull from JimRising. That's quite the risk. I mean, it's. I was talking about this a little bit earlier. It's not like it used to be where, I don't know, we used to commentate ZvZs, and if someone did like a pool first or early pool, like, wow, this is mega all in. Zergs have gotten to a place where you can start with a pool first, and they know how much damage they have to get done. They know about what they're looking at when they show up. They have a good sense of what they have to accomplish to make this come out even or ahead for them. As JimRising is going to make his way across the map.
Yep. Darts on the south side of where that Overlord moves forward to try and dodge out of the way of this getting scouted. And the just 4 lings over here are not expected to get a ton of damage done. It's going back to what you talked about in one of the previous series. Pulling the drones off the line, maybe trying to get... If you get a drone kill, I think you're pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, he's only down a drone or 2, right? So, understandable. 4 lings showing up at this time is like annoying, but I think the Queen's... Oh, yeah, well, no.
Queen's about to pop.
She is, but she's a little ways out. So yeah, here is that missed mining time you were talking about. Maybe a drone dies.
Yep. And that's pretty nice. Gets in, scouts, of course. The downside of this is that you do delay your own gas geyser if you try and go for one of those early pools. So he is going to have a much slower Zergling speed upgrade. And, ooh, Queen's actually finding that Overlord. Get some damage done.
A couple of Zerglings did go on the other side of the map as well. So I'm not sure if we're seeing a scout there for Mr. Rex, but certainly is available to him.
Yeah. He's got a lot more of these lings finished on up. And here are the lings to make their way into the main base. And JimRising says, to hell with Zergling speed, to hell with everything on the defensive side. He at least does have a wall-in going.
Yeah. What's
not quite a full wall.
Did the Overlord die on the other side of the map, by the way?
The Queens did push it back, and kill it. Yeah. Or no, not kill it? Okay, it's just pushed back.
Effectively killed it. It's out of... Okay, so he sees it
mid-map.
mid-map.
The lings now. And there's the full wall off with the final evolution chamber.
It hurts, though. Even the wall-in, like, we always talk about this. And there's more lings behind this. So I was about to give analysis about how, like, that in and of itself is damage. But this is a full-on, pretty big all-in. And that first Evo chamber's getting quite low. So
I don't think that's a full wall off with just that one. Is there a gap right here?
Ooh, it might be.
Okay, the Queen's going to go plug it up if there is, and it looks like there was.
Yeah, spotted.
Oh, Broodlings help out, killing off a few of these lings. Okay, you opened up the way, but doesn't want to dive in on that, Roach Warren.
Okay, Roach is starting to come out. Going to reposition the wall in here to make it tighter. But that's Banelings behind it. It's been no drones, by the way. So I'm looking at this and I'm not like, he's not pulling back to... He's actually holding off on the lings to make him think he's droning. JimRising, though. Like, he's like, I do this myself, my man. I know what's happening.
Yeah. And the Roach one's going to finish up as not a part of the wall-in now as well. So sometimes when you're going for this bust, you suddenly lose the Roach Warren and you can't actually produce things. Nidus Worm coming up
How
from
good are
JimRising.
Banelings, though? It's the Nidus Worm doesn't even matter. Look at this. What are you doing? You're softening the Queen? That's kind of cute. Oh, he's trying to kill him with the lings?
I think so, because he sees that there's not a full wall here. But now the Banelings are going to finally come in. They do kill the Queens.
And the Roaches are all bunched up. Oh my god! JimRising!
Killing the Queens.
He's in trouble. He's up in supply and he's in trouble.
Oh, the funny thing is also the Roaches can't safely even get to the Nidus Worm. They're just going to get surrounded.
Look at the Evo Chamber on fire, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah. Doesn't actually lose health. It's in fact regenerating hit points on fire. As Zerg buildings do.
Well, he's dead. Well, maybe not. He's got a good little Roach bunched up over there. 8 drones dead, but still ahead in workers, so he's not dead yet at all.
Yeah. And the...
Oh, why you let him in?
Okay, well now he's going to start losing a few of these workers, and that is definitely going to hurt, and at least losing some of that mining time. If he had been able to prevent those Lings from making their way into the main, and then he just completed the wall off again, he has a Nidus Storm, so he could have counterattacked so quickly without worrying about the normal Zerg things where roaches can't actually move across the map with speedlings are there.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, if you take a look at this, he's the guy with roaches, so he's actually up in army supply. He's only down 4 or 5 drones. It's not that big of a deal. But he's got the +1 range attack. I mean, he's... And strangely enough, he's in a, like you said, he could actually just end the game going across here. It is more Lings coming out for Rex, so that's the good news. The bad news is Lings aren't that great against roaches.
Yeah, there's only one queen out for JimRising as well, so if that Nidus Storm starts getting low, if the Lings manage to work their way around the roaches, you could maybe snipe that off and prevent reinforcements and eventually clean this up. But no, the Lings are on the other side of the map, and they are going to encounter just a few roaches left behind. These roaches move forward. Baneling gets sniped off. The Lings actually get some pretty good surface area on these roaches.
They do. And that might be enough. But again, that +1 attack is such a big now.
There's the
more
rest
roaches
of them
coming over here. This is actually going to be a tied series. Well done by Mr. JimRising.
Looked a little scary for a bit, but he is making it work. Rex actually still up a few workers, and these roaches are getting softened up. Hold on, Jeff.
Holding.
I think Rex is holding right now.
Might be holding.
Yeah.
He's up 8 workers.
And even a couple of Banelings over here. They do extra damage versus those buildings. He can go off on those and the roaches.
And trap too. And now like a queen and a roach comes through.
All right.
And I love commentating ZvZ because it's just like it's like driving a bus blind. I'm like, I think we're getting there. And someone's like, no, you're not. You're going the wrong way in the freeway. I'm like, I don't know, man. Don't you worry about it. We'll get there.
These roaches. I would love if he was doing some pickup micro with the Nidus Worm, kind of like bunker micro.
Too many clicks though.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. You know what's funny too is he's like not actually killing the Nidus Worm because he's like, go ahead and throw another roach through there.
G. Grats. Rex. He's going to take the 2-0 over JimRising and advance on. Jeff, you have no idea how scared I was when I said that I thought Rex was holding, because I was really getting afraid there because the roaches were just still killing a lot of Lings.
It's okay. Yeah. It's deceiving. I thought it was a good fight for JimRising, and he did too. That's why I kept reinforcing it, so I don't feel too bad. But wow, that's our first upset for sure. And congratulations to Rex. A lot of people are like, oh, I've been watching Rex for a while. He's great. Sure, he showed good skill, a lot of aggression, the willingness to take those risks. That's nice. And JimRising is a very good Zerg who's very good at the aggressive game, and he fell here, so not bad. Absolutely. I think it's really cool we get to see more players like Rex making their way on up because we don't get to see many of them. Of course, Go-Go Joey from Hong Kong. We got Rex. We got Expect from Taiwan. These awesome players in a very different scene that we don't usually get to see, and it's cool to see them interacting with some of the players we do know kind of as a gauging point. But here's the recap for the day, guys. We did see... this is today. Well, just for today, for so far. But of course, Neeb making it out of his group in first place. Rex going to be joining him in second place and moving on to that second group stage. Congratulations to both of them. Very cool. You know what, Rob? You did such a good job breaking down today. Can you do me a favor? Can you break down every day? Well, you know what, Jeff? I think I'm going to mess it up, but I'll try anyways. You give it your best effort. Because the best effort is what's important here. As you guys can see, Euthermal and Rail giving their best effort. And I've got to say props to Rail. I think while it wasn't entirely an upset, I think he's been on the up and up for a little bit now. That was a really awesome performance for him. And not everyone would have exactly expected that kind of result maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Rail definitely performed a lot better than usual. Special and M. Canning making it out of the Americas group for Group A and actually doing quite well. M. Canning, a big favorite, streamer favorite there, and doing really, really well. And I believe we also have Group B. We do. For Europe, where we had Mana and Hero Marine making it out of the group. Really, really well done. And Mana had some really fantastic clean play. I really enjoyed that. Sure did, Robbie. Tell us about Americas. And the Americas group, of course, we had... I'm just waiting for the graphics. You're doing great, bud. Scarlet and Epic made it out. Epic having a very close series with Expect, who didn't quite manage to make it out, but put up a damn good fight. And Epic still managed to make it out on top. And of course, from Group C. Yep. Group C of Europe. There it is. We got Laser and Hearthstone, and those were some really fun matches. Laser and Hearthstone, both kind of big favorites in that group, I think, and they did manage to dominate the group, but still showed some really great games, and especially Laser versus Hearthstone.
worth watching if you're catching up on the VODs the next couple of days. America's Group C, we had Kelazur and Cham, the 2 Latin American players making it out of the group, knocking down Vindicta and Demi.
You know what? Shout out to Vindicta, though. He showed some good games.
Vindicta showed some really great games. And of course, Group D, we already saw for Europe earlier on today. I don't even know if we're going to show the graphic for that. We are going to show the graphic for that. Wow, what a delight. Lambo and Hellraiser earlier on today, advancing on out. Hellraiser putting up a really good fight. He wasn't the number 2 seed, but he still made it out in second place for the group. And of course, America, I don't know where you guys were if you weren't here 10 minutes ago. You just missed Neeb and Rex making it out first and second place. Shout out, of course, to JimRising, and especially Go Joey for some very fun and interesting ZvZs today. Jeff, any final thoughts?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a wonderful 4 days, and like I said, just in case people missed it, Zombie Grub will be joining Ravi and Nathanius in this next week for the continuation of this to finish out the round of 32. So 4 more days of broadcast. And I imagine the exact same time Thursday through Sunday.
Exactly. 4 p.m. CET, 7 a.m. PST, and everywhere else, Google's your friend. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you on Thursday.